globalists, guys, these are people who believe in the globe now. They are the ones that said, hey, the atmosphere really is acting like a lens, and they put a lens in front of the camera to show how it works. So I'm just doing what they're doing. I'm using the same logic that they're using, the same science that they're using. And, science is all about testable, observable, and repeatable data, right? So, to alleviate the problem of distorting the edges because the magnifying glass ring is too small, and I got these plastic magnifying sheets and came up with another way of doing the same thing using the sheet right here. Set the city up, a little cutout of the city, and now I've got the big magnifying glass sheet. Bring the camera right up to the lens. See, that's the normal view of the city. Now let's back up again.
The science is the same of that of a lens. Here's a simple example.
So if you're looking at Chicago here,
the atmosphere really is acting like a lens.
yes.
Atmosphere really is acting like a lens, and this is how much of the city is missing due to the lensing effect, the magnification of the atmosphere. You're missing, a good portion of the city just by pulling my iPhone back on a 3-foot long desk. That's how much I lost of the city. And as with any scientific experiment, you always try to improve upon what you did before. So I got some foam core, made a little housing for the magnifying sheet, and pasted the city on the back there, and I made it as 2 separate pieces so that I could flex it as necessary, because I think that there are different types of atmospheric conditions that would allow for more magnification versus less magnification. Just go out into a field, something like this nice flat field out by my apartment complex, lower your iPhone to the ground to simulate us, because we're really small on this massively large plane, right? Straight horizontal plane. Then go ahead and walk away from your camera on this flat horizontal plane, and just for the fun of it, let's go ahead and bring the city in here, and I'll try to keep my head right between those 2 buildings right there, and I'm going to pull the city along on this flat, straight, horizontal plane, pulling the city far away, and just simply due to perspective lines, look at what we end up with, boys and girls. Amazing, isn't it? Now let's bring the water line in to simulate water instead of grass, and get rid of the background there with some sky. Now let's slide our little city over here, put the big city back in, and, well, just due to perspective lines, this is how much of the city magically disappeared. So based on what we've just seen here, apparently all you either need is atmospheric magnification, refraction, or perspective lines. Either one or all 3 can easily account for the obscuring of the lower parts of cities, and ships for that matter, with no need of curvature whatsoever. But just as sort of a bonus round, if perspective works for ships and for cities, I guess it would work the same for the sun too. So maybe this explains sunrise and sunset on the flat Earth. Works the same way. Perspective. Pretending my face is the sun. There you go. It's not rocket science.
You don't get to pick the anomalies that seem to agree with your views and ignore the common observations that don't, and still call yourself an honest investigator. That is intellectually dishonest.